Whoa. Here we go. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this evening? It is Sunday, May 3rd. We are already in May, year of our Lord 2026. Uh, again, welcome as always to HBCU tonight. Always powered by HBC Overdrive Media. Always make sure that you like the stream, comment, share, and most of all, subscribe to the channel. Get everything that you need, HBCU Overdrive. So I don't have what's the thing? I didn't have a thing to do on this because apparently the I gotta pay the Riverside and I gotta pay StreamYard. So I was trying to look at some as far as like Streamlab and some another one where it's reasonable, inexpensive, and it's hard to find. It's hard to find stuff that's inexpensive. So, um, but as always, we are here. So I just want everybody to join me. First and foremost, so if you want to, go ahead and hit that share button and share it with the people over on the other side. Let them know that we are live right now. So it wouldn't let me post, I couldn't see it. So but I want to go ahead and get this out the way. Let me go ahead and get this going. So all my folks that's on Twitter, make sure that you hit that. Make sure you hit that follow button and head over to the YouTube channel. Yeah, hit the subscribe button. Oh man, when I do this right here. And I know I want somebody, people are going to be looking at this because I want people to talk about this because what if that did happen? But, but I just want to say, first and foremost, before we get all the way started, try something different. I'm try something different now. So, first and foremost, just go ahead and give a quick prayer before we really delve into tonight's show. Uh, Dear Lord, thank you for letting us congregate here as always on your day, on your special day. Um, Anytime we are here to congregate as a people, we always invoke your name and make sure that you are not forgotten nor forsaken. Um, Give me the strength to put on a show and produce a product that is unequivocally be unequivocally um, going to stand through the test of time. Um, Give me the voice to make sure that I reach all the masses and just Lord, just bless us in every way whatsoever. As always, in His name we pray. Amen. Amen. So I had to put that out there. But today, as you can see, I'm I want to say dressed to the nines, but um, got a little dressed up today, and decided that I wanted to go to church. Now, the last time I went to church, I did go to church on Easter Sunday. Um, but the last time before I went, but before that, the last time I went to church, um, it was almost 3 years ago. Actually, it was 3 years ago. So it was around the time um, I was with somebody, and um, went to church, but what's up, Antonio? But I didn't go back. Uh, one personal reason, two. I mean, for personal reasons. What's going on? Um, for one, I was working on Sundays, so um, when I switched from Liz to um, Walgreens, I had to work on Sundays. They wouldn't let me off Sundays unless he, you know, we had the coverage for it. And then two, um, even being off when I switched my schedule, got promoted and been off on Sundays, it dragged me because um, getting off on Sundays. I mean, getting up on the Sundays, like, okay, my whole, if I go do this, my whole day is gone. But not only that, um, just the fact that, I, um, was just going through a lot, and I didn't want to get judged, even though I know I'm going to get judged. I did not want to get judged by, people about me not going to church and everything. But uh but I went to church this morning. I went to church on Easter Sunday. Um Enjoyed it as always in my home church. But I didn't go to church last Sunday. I didn't go to church the Sunday before. So almost for almost 3 weeks I did not go back to church. For one of the Sundays I had to work, and the other were just um, wanting to to rest up because knowing I got to go to work on Monday morning. Um, I didn't want to put my body in that type of situation, but son just told me, you know, like Thursday, Friday, just to go and just get yourself, clean yourself up, and head to church. Head to church, and I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I did go because um, something that I wanted to do was wanted to get back into church. I know if my grandmother was still alive right now, she would look at me crazy like, "Boy, you need to go to church. You don't matter how long you've been out. You need to go. Just and not just for something anybody else's sake, but do it for your own sake." So, um, that's what I did. and decided to get myself back into church. Just have a routine of going to church on Sundays and not feel judged or being judgmental and anything like that. But I decided that I'd go back and uh, again, like I said, it was I think I made the best decision. It was the best feeling that I've made since in the last 4 years. Um, so, like I said, got up this morning, took a shower, cleaned my face, did a little, I want to say fade, but I did something to my to my sides and everything, and um, got in the Uber, took the train to South Dallas to go to church. And I will do it again on Sunday, even if I do have to get off. Even if I do get off Sunday morning at 7, it still ain't gonna stop me. So I'm gonna go. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come home because it's Mother's Day. Mother's Day is coming up. It's coming up Sunday. So I'm just gonna go come home, rest for a little bit, get myself together. Um, take my look. Take the Uber and the train to South Dallas, and enjoy myself, and then um, I don't know, do whatever what we're gonna do for Mother's Day, whatever they're doing for Mother's Day. Um, um, I don't know, just gonna see what happens. But but I just feel so much better. Um, I just feel so much better because of all the things that I was going through the last couple of months, um, since the turn of the new year. Um, actually, since last last spring, and if you followed me, you know what happened last spring. Had somebody at the time, and thought everything was fine. Thought everything was good, but the grass ain't always green on the other side. That's all I have to say about that. But but I can't I can't don't want to delve now. I'm not gonna delve back into the past. Um but I am going to have a different outcome starting starting this month. Starting today. Starting in May. I put it just like that. Um I had issues with my living situation. Had got that squared away. Um, Finances. I mean, it is what it is. I pay child support. I can't help. I can't um, get away from that. Can't help that. But um, issue with that. I know my little refund that I'm gonna get supposed to get back is going to child support, so I'm not even tripping on that. But um everything is gonna be. I think everything is gonna be actually fine if you really think about it. I have no issues. Um, I just know when I went to church this morning, I had so much let out so much emotion because I had so much pent up inside of me. I had so much pent up inside of me. I didn't know what to do. So, um, Lord, but just had so much pent up emotion. Had so much pent up. Just I was pretty much on edge for a long time. So that's something that we gonna working on, and I feel like everything's just gonna be just fine. But other than that, man, let's go ahead and get to the good old games right now. Um, get into these games. Whew. Let's see. As y'all know, somebody got put out the playoffs. Who was that got put out the playoffs? Who got? I think um the Rockets got eliminated by the Lakers. Um, the Timberwolves defeated the Nuggets with a short-handed lineup. Whew. But hmm, uh, trying to figure out who else is what else going on at this. But yeah, there's a lot going on right now. You got Cleveland, Toronto. I think they're in the games. This is the game seven. Um, Philadelphia defeated Boston last night in a game seven. All right, I got you, Troy. Y'all don't watch. be honest with you, nobody watches. Nobody watches the playoffs until probably the semifinals to the conference of the semis. Let's see. Let's see what else is going on. I think um, let's see. Trying to figure out what else is out there. I know in baseball, my Mavericks, not baseball Mavericks, but the Rangers are doing. I say doing well. My Braves are top of the division on the National League side. Um, Randy Johnson went into the Mariners. I guess you could call it the Hall of Fame for the Mariners. Um, went into the went into the thing for the Mariners. But so him and Ichiro are the only ones I think with they got the same number retired. So I think that's something cool right there. Okay. So I got my entries. Bam. But my stars are out of the playoffs. They are the Stanley Cup playoffs. They went in, uh, lost in either 5 or 6 to the Minnesota Wild, and it's kind of crazy because of the simple fact that Mike Modano, who is a Stars legend here in Dallas, and of course he's from Minnesota. Uh, he is over. I think he is like the general manager of player personnel for the Minnesota Wild, which that's crazy. Uh, so my stars are out. The Pistons made a comeback and took out the Orlando Magic. So that is the other game 7 right there. So looking at this, game 1 going to be questionable for Anthony Edwards. For what they were saying, he was supposed to be out for uh, he was going to be out for a couple of more games, but it said that he's questionable for game 1 in the semis. Um, I think Jason Tatum is kicking himself because he felt like he couldn't really do anything in Game 7 because he was out with knee stiffness in his knee. Um, waiting on for. This is one thing I'm looking at this right here. It's one thing I want to do. I want to go to a Savannah Bananas game. It was 100. They was here in Texas. It was 102,000 at Kyle Field in College Station yesterday for Banana Ball. First of all, that's dope. Second of all, I'm jealous because I want to go to one of those games. Third, of course, I love baseball. But this very interesting. Very interesting play. Pretty much remind me of the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. Mm. But yeah, well, waiting on for let me see, waiting on for Troy to get up in here. But other than that, Maurice Jones-Drew, his son Deuce Jones-Drew, is committed to UCLA for football. Let's see, 5'8", 175 pounds, from De La Salle High School in Concord, California. Legendary high school. Longest winning streak in high school football. Come on, because I know you need to talk about your Lightning. He chose UCLA over Arizona and Cal. Woo. He made the decision at the spring game, at UCLA spring game. And of course, I mean, your dad went to UCLA. He's a legend there. You going to UCLA, you kind of following in his footsteps. But hey, man, if I'm you, create your own path. Create your own path. You already got his height. I don't think you got his size just yet, because your dad. Of course, you already know your dad's like 215 pounds of just, I don't give a damn. And of course, UCLA is kind of starting all over. They fired Deshaun Foster early in the season last year. They ended up hiring Chesney from James Madison, and pretty much telling him, take us to the promised land. Obina Ekezie, son of Obina Ekezie, from that played in Maryland, the son is going to reclassify for 2026, and he committed to Louisville. So in other words, he reclassified for this year. So he's actually going to be graduating this month. So, but he picked Louisville, and his other offers, final five right now. Final five he had was Maryland, Maryland, BYU, Arkansas, and Kentucky. And it's kind of crazy that Calipari didn't jump on and get try to get him to go to Arkansas. Um, but yeah, 7 foot. He gonna be coming out of Southeastern Prep Academy, which is in Florida. Ooh. Anyway, um, other than that, what is going on in these Twitter streets? I would like to know what is going on in these Twitter streets. Had a good time on Thursday. On Thursday night, um, I can't even. I can't even um, can't even complain. Can't complain about what went on Thursday night. Um, but I do know I've seen in these streets, in these Twitter streets, is that, to be honest with you, Jackson State back on that bull. Meaning in a good way, meaning they back to business. And they said business is booming. So they said business is booming. So as far as with the football goes, football team, it's a lot of people that getting offered. A couple people that got a couple of people that got um, um, committed. So you see what's going on at Jackson, and pretty much either we, bringing a lot more to um, coming from um, these students that are doing, doing what they're supposed to do. Um, I did see a photo of McAllister Whiteside getting gutted out. Um, and hopefully they get a chance to um, I don't know. Trying to figure out what the word say. Trying to figure words to say. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna worry about it. Hold on. Let me see if I can get. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Shoot. All right. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry about that, y'all. But let's go ahead. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and get into our topic. What's going on, man? Let's go ahead and get into our topic of discussion. And I came up with this topic right here because I came up with this topic because I listened to my man C Wells over on SWAC Talk. I was listening to his show from, I guess, the day before that he did it on. And I was listening to it. So I decided, I'm like, well, he spent, he spent kind of like 15 minutes kind of breaking stuff down for 12 teams. But I mean, we got all evening right now to break all this stuff down. So I came up, like I said, it came from him. But I actually asked this question before. And if you see the title, it's like, what would the SWAC be? How would it be if we didn't have divisions for football? And I just started thinking to myself, like, how would it be? How would it be if the SWAC did not have divisions in football? I know some pundits are going to say, well, we need it because of the finances and everything. But what if we don't need it? What's going on, Quay? What if we don't need divisions? For one, if we're going to continue the SWAC game, the SWAC championship game, not having divisions, you'll get a chance to see the two best teams in the conference play each other. So you'll see the two best teams play. And then you'll see the better teams get rotated on the schedule. And last, you will see how much what we're talking about, how much some of the money is going to come in, is going to pour into um, what's going on. As you all know, um, the Mid American Conference and the SWAC are the only two. Well, I take that back. Not just Mid American, but I think Sunbelt and think the Sun Belt does divisions, and I don't if I think Conference USA does divisions too. But what if we, like I just said, like I was just asking a question, what if we had got rid of those divisions? I mean, you get a chance to, first and foremost, you're going to play your rival based off your region. Um, you're going to main thing is trying to play 9 games. I mean, well, play a full schedule, full tilt. Um, so I take for example, I take for example, UAPB. UAPB is in the West, but I would say regionally they have um, I think they have excellent turnouts when Grambling comes into town. If you really think about this, from Grambling to Pine Bluff, it's only, I think it's 2 hours, 2.5 hours from each other. Um, um, but let's see, what else we got? You can get them to play the Texas schools, Texas Southern, Prairie View. You have closer proximity to Jackson and Mississippi Valley. Alcor's been playing Pine Bluff in these Southern Heritage Classic for the last 3 years. But the main thing that I see that I'm gonna say is um so for people who always talking about the SWAC strength schedule individually, and how they say the schedule sucks, the scheduling sucks. Um, I feel like I don't think you wouldn't know and understand what's going on. Um, I think just just playing 9 conference games uh, is going to be very interesting. And like I said, doing that, and that is from um, I wouldn't call it poor scheduling. I call it us having some um some obligations, morally and financially, some obligations, especially with the SIAC and the SWAC. I don't know if it's a partnership or anything like that, but everybody in the SWAC, most of everybody in the SWAC, except for some schools on the West, have played SIAC schools. Um, and of course, they, the SIAC, the council of presidents said they don't want to play in the Division II playoffs, but I think it's um, anybody that's a winner between Tuskegee and Alabama State. I think when it comes down to it, Tuskegee, I think they're willing to jump off the schedule, and Alabama State play the regional person. But other than that, let's talk about this. Let's see. Let's get a team like Jackson State. Natural rival would be Southern. Natural rival would be Alcorn. Would I call this rivalry? No, but it's in state, which would be Mississippi Valley. Can we say we have a rivalry with Grambling? I think we do. That would give, coaches the leeway of how to do their schedules. How to do their schedules and who to plan for their schedules. Since most people, i.e., MEAC folks, think that our schedules are no good and it's out of, I think is sometimes I feel like it's a waste of time just kind of listening to them. But I posed this question. Really, I posed the question in 2023 during the SWAC championship game in Tallahassee, but I kind of posed it to Dr. McClellan on the 26th, and let's see. Shit, I lost my train of thought, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've been up since like 7 something this morning. My mama came up here, knocked on my door, and rang the doorbell, tried to get me up so I go to church. But I'll say my bad, Tasha. I forgot to tell you that I was gonna lie. But most people are going to say, well, we need the division because of travel, because of the finances of the travel. I say really, we really don't need it because at the end of the day, a team from the West is going to have to travel to Florida. A team from the East, from Florida, is going to have to travel to Texas. Or is going to have to travel to Arkansas. But I don't think I don't think that it. I don't think it hurts the. I don't think it hurts the brand. I don't think it hurts the 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 finances or anything like that. Um, but like I said, some people gonna say, well, it's for our own good. That we stay within our, within our division and stuff like that. But I'm the type of person. I'm the type of person. When I saw, so when I'm 2023, when I went to the SWAC championship game down there, and I saw a underachieving Prairie View team take on the defending the division champs. I'm sorry.
What's going on, y'all? Can
What's
you hear
going
me?
on? Hear you loud and clear. I have to turn this, uh, turn off this camera. Boy, I'm trying not to fall asleep over here. I've been up. But anyway, we talking about what if the SWAC decided that it doesn't want to have divisions?
Um, I don't have a problem with it. I, the vast majority of the people that I talk to don't have problems with it. I think
Uh-huh.
there's a select few, um, a couple of which have me blocked on Twitter, which I didn't realize that till this weekend.
Yeah. And so let's just say, and let's say if we, let's say we take away divisions. Let's add an extra game, extra conference game, right, to the slate. Since and I got this from C Wells. Since we're going to 12 games anyway next, you know, anyway, right? We supposed to go to 12 games next year, fully, because we you know what I'm saying. Um, if you're in a house settlement, but we ain't lying about nothing.
I,
But
I listen. We at some point, if we're gonna go to 12 games, we should probably go to. If we're gonna get rid of divisions, we should go 9 games, 9 conference games,
that's
right?
what I said.
We go 9 conference games. That eliminates all this other chatter about who should be
Our
scheduling
schedule
what.
is weak.
What's
Schedule
going
is
on,
weak
Octavius?
because we don't schedule nobody.
Yeah. So if we go to 9 conference games, um, 9 conference games that give you one money game, and that's it. Boy, did the Lightning lose this damn game? Lord, please don't piss me off. I mean,
I
y'all,
know who did lose.
these. Let me go ahead.
I know who did lose. The Orlando Magic.
I look. I I don't have anything bad to say about the Magic, right? I have something bad to say about Marlo and his fandom about the Orlando Magic. Outside of that, I'm cool.
Hmm. But I say we go to 9 games. We go to 9 games. I mean, most games gonna be money games anyway, but we just not gonna call them that anymore. I mean, it's already, like I said, it's already to the point where a team from Texas has to travel to Florida. A Florida team has to travel to Texas, or they have to travel to Louisiana or Arkansas, right? So let's, I'm not gonna say anything about distance because it is what it is. If you look at what's going on in the SEC and the Big Ten and the Big 12 and most of the other conferences that's around, you see how they do as far as with playing the X amount of conference games and what they got to do as far as trying to uh, get the player, get the most of the players to buy into it. Um, so I put out an example. Um, to put out an example, so I said Jackson State first example would be you'll play your in-state rivals, right? So that's 3 games gone out. That's 3 games right there. If you Jackson State, 2 games. You'll already play Alcorn because that's a classic, and you'll play Valley. That's I wouldn't call it a money game, but it's still a game within the state. We'll play Southern because that's a classic. Uh, Grambling will be for rivalry, and I would say FAMU for rivalry. Even though we're not, what I'm saying. Even though we're not
Yeah.
rivals,
I mean,
just
I say this right. If you go to 9 games, you are going to have to do budget friendly scheduling. So yeah, you're gonna have your in-state games, the best in-state games you can get, and then within your region. So you play your in-state games that's in conference, and
mm-hmm,
then Tennessee State, which ain't that far, if you can get that on a regular basis. You know, the FAMU game again, that's not far in conference, so that keeps your budget from getting crazy from travel, right?
right.
Um, that's good, Crook. I see what you said on ONG, Crook. You ain't stubbing
What
your
do
toe
you say?
today. Talking
What do
about the
you
baseball
say?
team. Talking about the baseball team. It's all right.
Oh, what up, Crook?
Um, but if you can keep part of your part of your schedule budget friendly, and if you can take your band to the FAMU game, the Southern game, the Alcorn game, if you can get your bands to travel because it's not costing them as much to travel. And again, I the numbers that I heard to move the bands was like $100,000 or whatever to move a whole band.
Mm-hmm.
So um, if that's the case, if you can keep it budget friendly, then maybe you get the bands to 2 or 3 more games that you don't normally get them to, and then you would your far away games or the further distance games, the conference. This is gonna have to be a conference thing. You would rotate those years, so you wouldn't play UAPB every year. You play them like every third or every fourth year, right? Um, you wouldn't play Cookman every year. You play them every third or every fourth year. Um, anyway, so that happens, right? That happens. That I'm looking at Crook comment. I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's what you mean by that, Jared? What's a Met band? I want to make sure I'm understanding what you're saying because I'm not here to talk about nobody band. I ain't got time for all of that. I just I ain't got time for none of that. But I think you can do that budget friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's all right. It's all right. It's all right, Cool.
I'm not playing that. I'm not.
It's all right. Listen, it is all right. It is okay. Um, but I don't mind a 12 game schedule with non-conference games. Um,
I don't mind it either. I don't mind it either because of the fact that you really have to schedule. Like when you make that schedule, you really have to actually go and schedule the three teams that you need to put on. You know what I'm saying, to start off your season with.
yeah. Um,
And I ain't worried about no band. This is just strictly football. The band and nothing like that. That goes on later. I'm just talking
yeah.
strictly
Well,
football.
I get you. From like I said, from a football perspective, it makes sense. Um, it again is going to depend on how the presidents and ads feel. Um, I want to ask so many questions, but I'm not. I see Jared coming, and I'm just going to try my best to stay focused. Um, but again, this whole conversation and kind of where it grew from, this whole conversation goes away if PV go out this year and get their head beat in every one of them non-conference games.
Mm.
All that talk go out the window.
All to go out the window.
They for they have to put on for all the competition guys, all the guys that say we want to compete against the best. They have to put up at the very least have to put up a good fight in these games. Can't get your head beat in these games. Jared, you want me to ask that question because you want them people to send me angry tweets, and I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. But you are more than welcome to put the names of the people who you think are mediocre games in the chat. I don't have no control, so I ain't putting nothing up.
Y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we do it over here. I don't have no issue with what you put in the chat. Just be forewarned that if somebody do come over here and see it and they get on your head, it's not my fault. It is
What's
not
going
my
on,
fault.
EA?
Not my fault, nor HBCU Overdrive with Fat Mouth Sports.
Also, I want to apologize for being late. Couple things. Now wait a minute. Hold on, wait. Say what? You
We're
know
not
what?
putting, we're not putting
You're trying to
the
he just
marching.
trying to trigger me. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna
Why
work.
are you putting the marching chiefs in here?
Because I know the Marching Chiefs better than them boot skins in Gainesville and better than them Ibis in Miami. Way better than them.
Do Miami have a band?
They practice on that little bitty field. Y'all be talking about Cookman. Miami got a little bitty field. Oh God. Uh, um, but I I need them to play well. Um, because the competition. All of a sudden, everybody is so into competition. I probably was never all of a sudden. I interact with more seasoned rattlers, and the seasoned rattlers they they get tired of beating their in our court. We tired of beating up on us. We want to beat up
Right.
on somebody else.
So let's talk about this.
So
Let's talk about let's get on there with FAMU, right? So let's put 9 conference games out there. So we already know we already know that the Florida Classic is not going to be touched. That is a rivalry game right there. That's a protected rivalry game between Bethune-Cookman and FAMU. And I would say the same thing for Bethune-Cookman if we were doing a schedule for Bethune-Cookman. We'll say Alabama State is another rivalry game because of the simple fact your proximity between Tallahassee and Montgomery, and of course you being both schools being former SWAC members. I say Alabama A&M the same thing. Um, of course, you're gonna play Southern because Southern that's the longest continuous rivalry game in HBCU football.
Yeah.
Other than what's the school Livingstone and Johnson C. Smith. Um, but I would say
Which
Jackson.
version of Blue Crew? Just let me know which version, because y'all got 15 different versions of Blue. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh Jesus! Harley Quinn ain't gonna never come on the show, huh?
And she gonna come on. She gonna come on. We got Tuesday. We got
Valley
Tuesday.
is not a hold on. Valley is not a rivalry game. It's not a rivalry game. That is not a rivalry game. That is a coach that is now in Ithaca rivalry game. Um, so yeah, but Alabama A&M, I would even, I don't know which one is close. Well, Jackson, depending on how far away Larman is from Tallahassee, Alcorn,
We're closer.
y'all close. Okay, so and even Valley, y'all Alcorn and Valley, those should all be on there.
Mhm.
I, I really want to get Grambling on the schedule, but I don't know if we can do it on the. That would have to be like a one of those every third year type deals, because
So
I don't
basically,
think
we'll
we
take
can.
them off the schedule like we always do.
Um,
We rotate them off the schedule like we always do.
but y'all have to. I mean, that's a rivalry game for y'all. But I'm saying FAMU has to figure out a way to get them on there. Every one or every 2 or 3 years, or however they do it. Um, we can't go like next year. We got to play Grambling. It's crazy we ain't played Grambling in that long.
True. It's crazy that Just State ain't played preview since 2019.
See what I'm saying?
Even
That's
though this is regular season, even though we played them in the championship game,
yeah.
we had not played them in a regular season game since 2019. We played Texas Southern. Remember, we played Texas Southern 4 years in a row until this past season. We played Pine Bluff. Remember, we played Pine Bluff 3 years in a row, and it was and we dropped them out. We rotated them out the schedule this past season. So and Texas Southern. So we played them 4 years in a row. And that's all stemmed from the fault. It all stems from the fact of what happened with Randall. It's almost like it's almost like the SWAC put them on punishment for when they forfeit the game years ago.
But I mean, there's it's games out there, and it's games that people will go to.
Mm-hmm.
I think again where we and I watched Rocky show this Saturday. I
Mm-hmm.
think where we are going to run into the problem when we do start scheduling these, as the SEC says, quality opponents, that the we have to pack out the home games. So if you Jackson and you playing North Dakota State and Jackson, you got to know that North Dakota State ain't gonna pack out your state. They
You
RVs don't
got
travel that far. They're gonna run out of gas, so it's gonna have to be a Jackson thing. Same thing
well.
your
Here's the
family
thing.
did
Well,
that.
here's the thing. So here's the thing. I remember the 22. We played Campbell, and this when Campbell had Haj Malik Williams and Mike Mitchell was the head coach. It was our homecoming game. When they packed that game out, it like people like, are they bringing their band? Because that's the first thing they're gonna ask. Are they bringing their band? And the second thing is, are they bringing their people? I mean, you driving from North Carolina all the way to Jackson. That's almost eight. That's 8.5 hours.
And then
So we shouldn't have to rely on somebody. When we know you playing somebody like that, we ain't trying to worry about no schedule. I mean, no band and stuff like that. I think we kind of have to get out of that old way of thinking, and because at the end of the day, it's still a football game.
I think another thing is that we have in the SWAC, we have a very big podcast, content creator, influencer ecosystem. The SWAC need to come to us to promote these games, man. If it's a game that traditionally not going to be a big deal, come to us and be like, hey, we need y'all help. We need y'all help to promote this game, right? Um, because if you got coaches, and it's never good when coaches say, well, all we want to do is come see us play us, right?
Right.
You want to be able to say we go to all our games. So if that's the case, cool. Tell us what you need us to do so we can promote the games. And it would be great if y'all got it in the budget to throw, I ain't talking about no crazy ad budget or nothing like that. Just throw us a couple coins to run these ads to try and get the numbers up and to be able to track who's doing what. Give us some kind of ticket code because I think almost all of us are on Ticketmaster. So give us some kind of ticket code to where like when they go book the games or they go book the hotels, they put the code in, they get a special rate, whatever the case may be. But we're here, like between me, you, HBCU. I mean, me, you, um, ONG, Fangs Up, Keith them, hell, even HBCU Nightly. We are
Mm-hmm.
there is somebody on every night of the week. Come to us so we can promote the event and see if we can get people in the stadiums to where it don't cost us a whole bunch of money. We're here. We already here. We already got the audience. The last 2 weeks on Fat Mouth Sports, we did almost 2,000 views the last 2 weeks. That's
Yeah.
1,000 views a week. That's 4,000 views a month. If you get 10% out of that go to the game, that's 10% that you didn't have before. You know what I'm saying? So like use us. It's and I think I think from here on out that's gonna be part of my thing now. That's gonna be part of my soapbox. How can we be a service? We do this every week. Who is you calling drunk? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Who you calling drunk? Because unless it's homecoming, I'm not drinking.
Listen, can't promote nothing but old English. What?
I just
Where's
want to
not
make sure.
back in the
I want to make sure who
1980s?
we talking about.
This is
I
not the
just want to make sure who we
1980s.
talking
What the
about.
hell? So let's talk about this.
And we got
Let's
money
talk
now.
about.
Ain't nobody drinking no old English. The hell? That was the $2 bottle back in 1995. Was it $2? It might have been less than $2.
It was
Man, we was
$2.
drinking some
It was
rivalry.
$1.99. That's something that you'll drink. Quick. I mean,
I think the last.
I mean, I'm gonna hit the holla and said. Don't be giving my boy the what you call it, what do you call it, the Brass Monkey Award.
Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. Come on, Doc. That's got to be a flagrant, Donovan. Hey man, who the hell from the islands drinking red stripe? What
I ain't gonna lie
Jamaican
to you.
you know?
I heard Red Stripe. I heard Red Stripe is good though.
It is good, but that ain't just something you just drink. That's like
Nah, that's
especially
one
you
that.
in the island somewhere, or you at a Caribbean party. That's when you see red stripe. You'll see Corona before you see red stripe.
Yeah.
Oh, again, let me apologize to everybody. I was late. I had to take out the garbage, and I had to beg for my wife went to the Cheesecake Factory with her family, and I was trying to beg for a cheesecake because I'm diabetic, and I wanted to since she going to Cheesecake Factory, I wanted me a piece of cheesecake.
Mm.
So she called and she said she was gonna bring me some cheesecake. Then when I said I love her, she hung up the phone on me.
Oh, ain't that a bit?
Hey, as long as she bring the cheesecake back, that means she care about me.
That is true.
Kirk, you wait, hold on. Is Kirk from the islands?
Crook is from goddamn Baton Rouge. No, Red
Listen,
Stripe is good though. But you
yeah.
can't just drink Red Stripe by just by itself. hey, hey, hey! If you fit, if you if you're being abused,
No, I was trying to get her to do them videos. She won't listen. She won't do no content with me at all because she
she
said
said,
I
"Y'all
already
niggas,
act up.
y'all not trying to see. I ain't letting none of y'all niggas try to see me." So let's
See
talk
what I
about
say?
the Texas schools. Let's talk about the Texas schools. Let's get on the Texas schools. Texas schools protected basically. The Labor Day Classic is protected. They both rivals. All right. Prairie View, of course. You got Grambling. You got Southern, Alcorn. They really won't put us Jet State, but they said we losing our shine. We done lost our shine, our luster. Um, I might have to call bullshit on that. With moonshine, boy, you is an alcoholic for real. Your liver is out of
Why
there,
are
bro.
you drinking red stripe? Hold on, man. No, man. We got to pause for a second. Why are you drinking red stripe and moonshine?
Your liver is out of there.
I just, I don't know what's happening. I'm not gonna front. The you have to be a different level
Just
to
you know
drink
what? I'm not.
moonshine and red stripe. Nope, not today, Jesus. Not today.
So let's talk about. I'm putting this in. They is out there. They is out there partying right now.
Oh, my neighbors got a visit from the security the other night, and nobody don't mind them partying, but them motherfuckers don't start till 11 o'clock at night. Why is you partying at 11?
Let's see what else we okay. Let's get back to it. So we just said Prairie View protected rival will be Texas Southern, Grambling, uh, Southern University. Um, who else? I think that would be it, but everything else will
Yeah,
be scheduled. But the reason why we talked about this because in the last couple of years, in the last couple of years, the SWAC championship game has not produced the type of play that would be conducive to championship football. I'm gonna be honest with you, because like I said, in 21, Prairie View, I think Prairie View won the West outright. Um, no funny business. 22, Southern backdoor its way into the SWAC championship game. Uh, 23, Prairie View won the whole West, but their record did not say in the type of the the play on the field did not resonate as winning championship winning football. Of course, in 24 is like the last time Southern was actually that I think because they ran off like five straight to get into the championship game.
yeah.
Um, and I'm just saying this is from the last 5 years, y'all.
But I can also see that why people wouldn't want it to be divisionless because you've had those years where teams have made late season pushes to get to the championship game.
But you also had, let's put it like this, let's be honest. You also had the fact that the best team, the best two teams were not the best two teams were in the same division.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you had divisionless during those years, the end of the season runs wouldn't have mattered because they'd have been too far down anyway.
Right. So that means so what I'm saying is that there's no more you have divisionless games, there's no more backdooring into the championship into the conference championship game. You would actually have to be to me you would actually have to be competitive, you know what I'm saying, to get there because uh last year the best two teams were in the East. I would say yeah, Prairie View won the West, but look at who else is in the division. What was the records? What was the records in the division? The only other team that had a winning record in the division, winning record overall, was Grambling. But their division record was 4-4. Texas Southern was the same way. They went 5 and what? They was 5-6, but they were 4-4 in conference play.
Yeah, this is. I hate saying it's complicated because a lot of times I want it to be easy issues, but it's going to be a complicated thing because putting the schedule together is going to be easy. That's absolutely going to be easy. The hard part is going to be convincing people why we need divisionless. Um, because I remember a certain podcaster. She was first thing she said, "We ain't going divisionless." But okay, it don't matter either way. You still got to win the games.
The only reason why they said we're not going divisionless is because it makes it so easy to where you can actually go and play what's in your division and the 3 games from cross division.
Yeah. Again, I'm not a fan of the meaningless conference game. That needs to go away because it's not meaningless when people spend their money. It's not meaningless when people go to the games and spend 3 hours at a game. It's not meaningless when those players play. So that game should matter. Um,
But see, that's the thing.
but
But that's the thing. If you move it to 9 games, no divisions, everything matters. Everything is up for
matters,
grabs.
right? Yeah. So that fixes that. That
There's no
also,
excuses.
um, but here's the other thing that we when we start talking about these 9 games and doing it for a competition's sake. Um, Now, if you're playing, 1 or 2 quality games plus your conference games, you are now at the mercy of the people who judge your strength of schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Because we making all these moves in the hope. I'll make sure we clear on that. In the hope that the people who evaluate conference strengths say, "Oh, the SWAC is the same as the CAA, is the same
No,
as the Big
I don't want
Sky."
to be. I don't want to be the same as the CAA.
I'm just using that as an example.
Oh,
I'm just using that as an example. So instead of this conversation of the third place team or the second place team going to the playoffs, we're gonna take 2 or 3 teams out of the SWAC into the playoffs. You see what I'm saying? We doing all this to get there. If that's the goal, and we're doing this to get there, it's okay. We did this. Let's see how y'all react. Because remember, I'm a FAMU fan. I remember when FAMU made adjustments to get better seating in the playoffs, and we got fucked. So we hoping that it worked this time.
and you know the reason why the CIAA went divisional is because Chawan left. Chawan left they went to the Carolinas, Conference Carolinas, and then also and then
Don't
also
see. Don't they have
also
like a?
Saint Augustine suspended their athletics.
But don't they have like a
But
weird pod system where the pods play different schedules, different years?
I think so. That will be a Mr. Lawrence question right there. The SIAC is pretty much they went divisionless because of the fact that uh, the division was lopsided.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they went divisionless. The division was lopsided because you had to add in for the CIAA. You had to add in Central State.
Yeah.
You had to add in Central State, so that's the reason why it was so lopsided. That's why. And it was more. I think it was more teams in on the Western Division in the side than on the Eastern Division.
Jared, I wasn't. I want to make sure I'm not comparing us to anybody. I'm using that as an example to say, hey, we made these changes. What's what is the zero sum game into making these changes? Everybody was
Yeah,
complaining about scheduling and who should schedule what. all right, we're making these changes. What is the result? So I'm just, I want to be hopeful, but I done seen too much. And if, you know, come 2028, y'all see me on the podcast, saying F them people and this, that, that, and the third, understand where it came from because I was very measured and balanced when talking about this because I was told that there would be a benefit from it. But my history when it comes to 1AA FCS is that when it comes to us, we make changes and don't see the benefit of making those changes. And to be clear, as far as I know, we ain't getting rid of the Celebration Bowl.
No.
Everything I'm talking about is for, 2 or 3 teams below the Celebration Bowl participant. So if we get, you know, 3 teams in the playoffs because we made these changes, that's great. 2 or 3 teams in the playoffs, that's great. If we don't, make these changes, okay. So the CIAA has a process. Um, so I will, like I said, I want to be hopeful, and this makes if we can get a South Dakota State to come to Tallahassee, or if we can get um, a Montana State to come to Jackson, in summer, that's great. That's great. As long as we win, or it's as long as we win or we're competitive, that is awesome. The
And the reason why we
problem,
hold on, the reason why we're talking about it like this is because of the ruling that the SWAC did. They said that they decided not to play non-Division One and Division 2 games.
I want
That's
to
the
we
reason.
got to give Coach Jackson his credit because he was on his soapbox about that, and he got a solution, or he got a ruling on his soapbox, right? But again, you know how we is. They got to go out and beat 1 or 2 of those teams, one of those teams at least, and be competitive. Tarleton State, it would be great if they're competitive, but I don't know. I ain't gonna say they can't do it. I don't know. Jared, here's the problem with the HBCU playoff is that a couple. Well, I would like that, but there's a problem. We now have coaches in the SWAC saying, "Well, we don't want to be just SWAC youth." Okay, Quinn Gray at FAMU said it. He also has a history in the FCS or the 1AA playoffs. Right, he has a history of playing in the playoffs and beating people. Coach Jackson is talking about regular playoffs. The problem with an HBCU playoff is what's going on in that MEAC. That's the problem.
Hmm.
Mm.
Well, the media got its own issues. I'll say that they got their own issues because they don't want to expand.
Uh, is it that they don't want to expand, or is it that they've been turned down? Because you, the MEAC had a very public exodus twice. It might even be three
More than
times.
twice, 3 times.
But yeah, when Norfolk State, I mean not Norfolk State, when Savannah was Savannah State,
Yeah, Savannah
I want to
left.
say Savannah State. Yeah.
Yeah, Savannah dropped down to Division 2. Winston Salem dropped back down to Division 2.
Um,
Did they play Lincoln
and
last year?
again,
They did play Lincoln last year.
we're gonna give them a pass because most of the time the schedules are done 2 years in advance. That's the only pass he get. Schedules are done 2 years in advance. Um, but I'm gonna say it because nobody ain't gonna say it. It Prairie View issue isn't just competition. They are putting money in facilities. They put new turf in. They doing all this stuff. Good people got to show up.
I don't even got to say nothing about that, man. It ain't even about that. It's because money. They gonna get money regardless. Either they getting raising it, donated it, or it's getting from a school system.
I don't
That's
even
not
think it's a. I'm not talking the fans going to the stadium. Not even a money issue. It's a product issue. Like we trying to sell SWAC TV, and I think Lionel said today on Twitter that they got 3 night games next year because he said that the new turf is gonna look good on ESPN. I said it'll look better on SWAC TV at night. So he said they got 3 night games. Um,
But the thing about it
hey
is they got to get
EA, I'm gonna tell you a little secret. Deshaun Jackson wasn't the only coach trying to get the Southern job. I'll leave that there. Um, but Jerry, listen, and the one thing I don't do a lot, but I need to do more of is give these athletic directors and coaches credit. A lot of times that sound easy, but again, schedules are usually done 2 years in advance. So to drop a team, you gotta hope and pray there's a team that is just happen to be available to take that slot. Because it's not just add a team; it's add a team in this slot in this particular time. So everybody ain't gonna fit into that. There's so many different moving parts on a schedule that ain't gonna always work out. And then 9 times out of 10, when it is a school to say, yeah, we can go whenever you want to, it's them schools that we talking about we don't need to play. The shopping mall schools. So, you know, I just I I want PV to do well for a whole host of reasons, just like I want Texas Southern to do well. EA, why?
turn
Why
on one
EA?
side of the lights.
Why EA? I just, but I don't. Like I said, I don't. It don't. I don't.
The turf don't have anything to do it because you switch the turf out every 10 years.
I don't think Texas Southern thinks they're in the position to do that right now.
What you mean?
Texas Southern coach to play FCS Texas schools, basically do the same thing. But I mean,
They can. But Texas Southern can play FCS Texas schools. They can go and play the Incarnate Word. They can play East Texas A&M. They can go play Stephen F. Austin. They can play Lamar. Lamar ain't nothing but down the road from there. They can go. Um.
Hey Jared, what we do? What's going on, man? Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that, man? That's unnecessary. That's uncalled for. It's bad enough I can't get the people. I can't get them on the show as it is because I try to get them on the show. You getting worse than Marlo now. Stand down. Leave the people alone. And people get beat up every week on the show for no reason at all. And the answer is no. But I have not seen High Point Gym. I haven't.
Hey, that gym is that arena is nice because it's part of that. I think that arena is it's the arena slash almost like it's a hotel also.
Oh, okay.
Attached to it. It's called the Cuban Center. It's named after the school's president.
Oh. Hey man, we need more institutions to have our athletic arenas built around our own campus hotel.
So, but I'm gonna get back to Texas Southern. Texas Southern they can schedule any kind of FCS school. They can schedule FCS Texas schools. They can, like I said, they can schedule. They can schedule a Lamar, a Texas, UTRGV. They can schedule Stephen F. Austin. They can go and schedule. Hell, they can schedule Houston Christian. Ain't no but down the street from them. And that's an FCS school. Incarnate Word.
Hold on. Are they good?
They ain't good, but still they can schedule them. Put them on schedule.
I'm trying to pull up this Texas Southern 2026 schedule again. I should know this by heart since we did the way too early show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, their schedule is not bad. They got Central, they got UTEP, they got
Central
Florida Atlantic, North Carolina Central. They play North Carolina Central first.
Oh yeah.
They play Florida Atlantic and UTEP. Like they got 2 money games on there.
I wouldn't call UTEP a money game.
Man, if UTEP don't cut them people a $1 million check, I know something.
They ain't cutting no
Same
$1
thing
million
with
check.
And Florida Atlantic, the money they got from the state, they better cut them a check, a serious check. But their schedule not bad. They got 3 legit tough games. 1, 2, 3 non-conference games. It's not bad. No, I wouldn't switch their schedule out for no FCS opponent.
Why? Yes, I would.
Because
take off Florida Atlantic.
They got 2. Listen,
take off Florida Atlantic. You take off both Florida Atlantic and UTEP. You put, if you want to keep it regional, put Lamar on there. You want to keep it regional, put SFA on there. You want to keep it regional, put like I said, Houston Christian, Incarnate Word. Because I'm gonna tell you, like every other school in the state of Texas is FCS or they're Division 2 or Division 3. Yeah.
So Jared, again, if people do what they're supposed to do, and I'm about to disrespect Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic ain't no UCF. Florida Atlantic ain't no monster. They ain't no USF. And that ain't saying much. They damn sure ain't no Ibis. So if If they get 25K from UTEP, Jesus Lord, let me shut up. I know you lying.
I'm telling
Nah,
you,
they
you
might
check
not get
is
a
not
they might
that
not get
big
a
of a,
million dollar
they not
check.
that, like, they're not gonna get no $1 million check. They probably gonna get $200,000 from UTEP to go up to El Paso to get their head knocked in. That's what I'm saying. Why put yourself in that situation? You got so here in state here in Texas, you got I think it's five FCS schools. East Texas A&M, that's one. You got Stephen F. Austin is two, Lamar is three, Incarnate Word is four, Houston Christian is five. Oh, UTRGV is six. Forgot about them. Everybody else is either FBS, or Division 2 or Division 3, and the one Division 3 school is really good in Trinity, one of the Division 2 schools here in the state. Uh, that's what I was saying.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
You going from the third
I'm
look, you Texas Southern, you going from Third Ward over to Sharpstown. That's it. You're not traveling but about maybe 15 minutes.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
That's a 15-minute drive. Lamar from Houston to Beaumont is like an hour. About an hour. Yeah, about an hour, 15 minutes.
Nah, I'm gonna say something, and it could be deemed disrespectful, but it's really not. Bethune Cookman playing Stetson, that ain't no guaranteed win for Bethune.
Oh, my bad. I did forget Tarleton and Abilene Christian. Those are the other two. Like if I'm Texas Southern,
So
I'm not putting Saul Ross on my schedule. I'm not putting Angelo State. I'm not putting Mary Hardin Baylor. I'm not putting uh what is that? Stephen F. Austin. Uh
Baylor got a university system too.
who Baylor? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jesus, that's too much
Oh,
money in
if you
Texas.
ever been to if you ever go to the University of Mary
Too
Hardin
much
Baylor,
money.
it's in Belton. It's in Central Texas. It's they have a very for a Division 2 school, they have a very, very nice stadium.
Like,
See, they can play those
yeah, I
schools.
forgot Incarnate Word is in Texas.
Yeah, it's in San Antonio. University of the Incarnate Word, private school.
And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this for a reason. Fam, you should never put Northwest Florida on their schedule
No, Stephen
ever.
F. Austin is still FCS. It's not FBS. You talking about Sam Houston is FBS. That's the reason why they
Yeah,
stopped the Battle of the Piney Woods rivalry between them two.
man, what happened to Toronto?
Stop. I don't want to see. This is a game 7 for them.
This game 7, they getting ready to go to
They
they
about to
going
go
to
to
Cancun.
Cancun.
Yeah, they got to get Scotty Barnes some help. 'Cause that's crazy. Them dudes went cold. Hold on, I thought. Hold on, let me check. Let me check.
It's still not 9 minutes left in the game.
Is Stephen F. Austin FBS or FCS?
It's FCS. That's how I explain it.
Yeah, the FCS. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
FCS.
FCS.
Even Sam Houston is FBS. I said that's the reason why they stopped playing the Battle of the Piney Woods. Now that game right there, it used to be home and home, right? And then they were locked into a contract to play in Houston at NRG Stadium. They get about they get about 40 they get about 40 about between 20 about 35 to 40,000 folks up in there because there's a lot of so from Sam Houston from Huntsville to Houston is only like an hour and 15 minutes away, and then of course from Houston to Nacogdoches is like 2 hours away. But they got a large alumni base. Both schools have a large alumni base in Houston. I need RJ Barrett to turn it on and do something. Shit. Uh-oh.
You better
Crash
stop them
out.
people. They can't stop them people from shooting threes. 94-72. This is y'all making cinnamon sugar covered butter. I hate y'all kids. I don't know why that's on my phone. I'm sorry. Did you say
No, I'm talking about I was looking at what Matt said. A one hitter with 15 strikeouts. That's what I'm talking about. That's the type of baseball I like to see.
I don't want to talk about baseball. I don't want to talk about that baseball right now.
Well, softball tournament starts on Tuesday, right?
Tuesday. Yep. Start is on Tuesday.
I think Jets they got the number two. We got number 2 seed from the East.
East. Yep. I do not think the West is as tough as we think they are. And don't get me wrong, I think all the women play really good at sports, nothing like that. I just think the out of conference schedules for the teams in the East have been a little bit tougher. That's all I'm saying. God, Donovan Mitchell is all on them people. Get off that white lady. Um,
Hell, Detroit just came in and kicked the Rangers ass to this weekend.
listen, the Lightning lost tonight.
Don't feel bad.
I don't.
My stars lost the other day.
We lost at home. A game 7 at home. Like win the fight or win the match. Either one. And they ain't even fight.
Well, let's see. For Grambling, for Louisiana, you only got what? How many LCS schools other than Southern? You got McNeese and Nichols in Southeast Louisiana. So that's 3.
So in order to do that, and again, that is under I don't want FAMU to play Northwest Florida. I don't. But if the prognosticators, Zach is one, are really high on Northwest Florida. I'm not
You
high
said
on
Northwest
Northwest Florida
Florida. You
yet.
mean West Florida?
West Florida. I don't care about their name. They fuck them. But West Florida, I'm not high on West Florida, and I'm not high on West Florida just yet because they got some stuff they need to take care of. and also you jumping a level, and the levels, these conferences not going, ooh, we gonna just let you win these games because you cannot. That's not how that works. Coaches like to send messages. So,
Yeah.
but Jared, Jesus, you know what? But in Florida, I'm trying to think of schools that we could play in Florida.
You really don't got that many FCS schools in Florida.
Mm-mm,
Now you
it's
got
just West Florida.
West Florida, Stetson.
FAMU would
Who
beat the
else?
absolute brakes off of Stetson. That's it.
You, you have four. You only have four FCS schools. It's West Florida,
Yeah,
y'all, Boone, and Stetson.
Stetson. And that's it. We had so I can't remember which Jacksonville schools had teams, but they stopped. They shut those programs down. So I think it was another team. It was either North Florida or Jacksonville had a team, but they shuttered those programs.
I think was it
So
Jacksonville University that shut
I
down.
think it was, yeah, I think it was JU. I think it was JU. I think North Florida never had one. North Florida got a monster baseball program, but I don't think they had a football team.
No, my hair is not cut. It's still.
Yes, Mike T. Stetson plays football. They are a non-scholarship football team. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. And FAMU will beat the brakes off of Stetson. I don't know. Cookman need to beat the brakes off of Stetson this year. I
I
don't
think
know.
they will. I think they will.
Um, I think they had a decent local recruiting class, so they should have better on field talent than Stetson. But I think their local recruiting was pretty well from what I saw. Again, I don't get to see everything, but from what I saw, um, they had a pretty good program. Yeah, Kerwin Bell. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna speak ill of the dead, but now I think, fam, you could play schools in Georgia, South Georgia. Um, Heck, what schools in South Georgia still got FCS teams now? Now that I think about it, that's a good question.
You don't, because Georgia Southern went FBS what 20 what almost 15 years ago, something like that.
Mercer, Kennesaw State, and West Georgia.
Kennesaw State ain't FCS. Kennesaw State went FBS.
Oh yeah, FBS. Yep, you're right.
So it's Mercer and
Mercer,
West Georgia.
West Georgia. That's it.
Oh, Savannah. No, Savannah's Division 2. I was thinking they were still in the in me at my bad. That just lets you know how bad MEAC the MEAC is when it comes to keeping teams. But at the end of the day, what we was at the end of the day, we were saying basically that uh we were saying basically that um you can you can eliminate the divisions, schedule your 9 games for conference. You really have to schedule those 3 non-conference games, and you have to do it precisely. Like you have to do it to where, um, you can have an advantage as far as trying to win the game, And I'm not just saying just get any old body, but you need like we not playing.
Uh-oh, we lost that. This is your daily reminder that we might be using the new software on Tuesday or Wednesday. So be on the lookout. I know. I don't, man. This game is this. I don't know what happened to Toronto, but I guess somebody already booked their flight. So hopefully nobody lost their parlay. But again, what Doc was saying, if we go to a 9-game schedule and we get rid of the cream puffs, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Man, Doc, for some reason you muted, Doc.
I should be back now. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So basically, what I'm saying is, we're not just trying to play no teams just for the money. We try to play because this is coming from people who say that our competition, when we schedule, our level of competition is not up there.
I try to give us some grace, but I'm also the same dude that was screaming we should have beat fam. You should have beat Troy 2 years ago. And had we our kicker not wet the bed, we'd have beat Troy. So I try to give us some grace. But again, when we have a lot of what I call competition coaches, they don't want to just be SWAC good. They want to be FCS good. So we got to start holding those. We got to start holding the conference coaches to a different standard now. If that's the standard, cool. We're gonna have to start having different discussions, and them different discussions are gonna be things like, why are you not recruiting more 3-star athletes? Discussions like, why are we not throwing the ball effectively? Discussions like, why are we not getting more players on the pro teams? So, and listen, the getting a player drafted doesn't necessarily do anything for your program, but that's all part of this competition talk. Because if you're being competitive, that means you're bringing in athletes and developing athletes to that level. That means we can't have players going to a combine that are skill position players and can't run a 4.8. We're not doing that. So if if that's if that's the level, then us as media have got to change how we have these conversations. No, we lost Doc again. Um, and that's just, I hate to sound mean about it, especially when, we as a platform talk to these coaches. And it's very, cordial, whatever, but I think we need to now have different discussions. And again, we got to give Coach Jackson credit for that. Coach Jackson came in and said, "Yo, we need to be doing this," and then Coach Gray came in and was like, "Yeah, we compete for being the best in FCS." Yeah, I definitely get what Coach was saying, but the majority of the new coaches are, and maybe I should say it differently. The high profile coaches are now saying, this is what we are competing for. Yes, we are competing to win the Celebration Bowl, but we also want to be the best in FCS. Nobody's saying, and for me, I'm not pushing playoffs. Please understand that. I could give a rat's ass if none of our schools go to the playoffs because it is a money loser. But our coaches are saying we need more opportunities. So, if that is the goal, if that is the goal, then we have to change how we play, how we schedule, how we train, and how we develop.
But
We can't be
let me
having these.
ask this. Let me play devil's advocate on this right here. Right. Even though Tremaine Jackson said that, and he kind of makes sense as far as want to be FCS good too. Besides HBCU and SWAC good, is he saying that because he might be on the go, maybe after this season?
I mean, his history is not, he's not a 10-year coach, but I want to
Right.
give, when I say that, also, we are, this is the SWAC. Like, how many coaches in the SWAC stayed 10 years now? Like, we running coaches out of town after 4 years. So I want to balance that out. But no, he has not been a long-term coach. And he very well could be one of those coaches that are looking to get to the FBS level, right? That is a distinct
Mm-hmm.
possibility. Even if that's a possibility, even if that is his end goal, he's not necessarily wrong. And Lawrence brings up a great point. If you have a top 25 SWAC championship game, that does lead credence to, hey, this team was top 25 in FCS. You got
Yeah.
to give them a playoff berth. So I get all that. I don't, and again, I do not like the current FCS system. I think it, no, not I think, it could be better. It has never in my lifetime been inviting to HBCUs. But for the fact that FAMU won the first national championship, and then they took every year to make sure that it didn't happen again, told me everything I needed to know. So I don't have any faith in the NCAA when it comes to FCS, right? For HBCUs. But this is what our coaches want. So if that's what they want, then we have to both hold them to a higher standard. And as fans, when they say we need, we make sure they get, or we put pressure on the people we need to put pressure on to make sure they get what they need. But this game is out of hand. Um, I don't know.
I mean, well, yeah, the only option to play 11 games. I wish we didn't have to play 11 games. I wish we played 12. But the only reason, and I think when you think about it, when you say we played because we played 12, what we saw last 2 years ago, um, it was that the fact that we didn't have no break. Because can remember, we coming in, you play, we played we played the capital city, well, the Soul Bowl, and then we turned around that next week and ended up playing in the conference championship game and we only had 1 week off where we went and played. Then we went to the Celebration Bowl to play because they were saying because of the simple fact that um the MEAC champion had so many, had at least 2 weeks off.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what they were saying is that they got they get the rest after their last game. They get the rest. And load now. That's not load management. That load
You know
management
what?
is
Hold on. Let's be clear on a couple things, right? And I am no Jackson State defender, but we need to call a spade a spade. Oh, this is the wife. Hang on a second.
Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. So what you got me? So you ain't get no alternative? Bye, lady. I'll be in there in a minute. Bye. It's that bullshit. It's that bullshit. I ain't getting no goddamn cheesecake. It's about to be smoked in the city. But no, so the 12 game schedule, you have the option to play 12 games. It is not mandatory.
It's mandatory
You
next
have
season.
you have the option to play 12 games. Next season is mandatory. And then here's another thing where the NCAA fucked us. Week 0 used to be for HBCUs and FCS. Nobody was scheduling games in week 0. All of a sudden, because FBS want to get rid of championship games, they're now moving into week 0. So teams who didn't have like a large viewing audience, but because it was football on during those weeks, they got like big numbers. We're not going to see that. So what's going to be interesting is going to be the MEAC SWAC challenge. Let's see those numbers. Hopefully those numbers stay the same or excel. But, the other games that are in week 0, what are they going to do? Because now you have FBS schools who are now going to be in the same time slot. So, again, like, give Jackson State some grace. Next year, they're going to have 12 games. This year, they don't. I think we complaining about something because we can. At the end of the day, games got to be played. Games got to be won. That's the one thing about football. We can do all this talking. You got to win that game. Yeah, everybody, it became open season to move into week 0. Like, ooh, week 0.
But you really think about it, when you look at the week 0 games this season, it's going to be a lot of them for us.
Hey, Mike T, listen, I don't know if y'all know. I don't talk about it a lot, but I need to talk about it more. I eat a lot of sugar-free stuff. So I know I will do this thing where I won't eat no candy for a long, long time, and then I would binge like candy for like a week, right? I do the same thing now, but it's with sugar-free stuff. So I won't eat nothing. I'll just eat like fish and vegetables and chicken and stuff like that. And then I'll be like, I want something sweet. So I'll eat some sugar-free stuff. Unfortunately, my sugar-free options are expensive. The bag of sugar-free Twizzlers that I get is like half the size, but like 3 times the price, as an example. So when I do get a chance to be like, I done did good all week, my sugar been below level or whatever, I just want me a slice of cheesecake. You go into the Cheesecake Factory, I just want me a slice. But you know who got a slice of cheesecake in that house? She do. You know who finna eat that cheesecake? Me.
You.
And she just gonna have to be mad about it. Because when I eat it, I'm gonna call her at work and tell her I'm eating her cheesecake. It's always better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. Some tips
Uh,
from your Uncle Troy.
hey man, you know what? Can I say this? It's been a minute since people donated to the channel. It has been a very good minute since people have donated to the channel.
Do a
So
subathon.
let's hit that donation button. Let's hit it. Huh?
Do So I used to play video games on stream on Twitch, and some of the youngsters convinced me to do a subathon for like the I think I did cancer awareness, and I matched for each sub I would match with $1. So I matched. I think it was like $285. I had matched, but again, it was supposed to be a 24-hour stream. I was in how long ago this was? So I'm 54. I might have been 50 at the time. Maybe it's 48, between 48 and 50. I can't remember the exact time. But I tried to do a 24-hour stream. It ended up being like 16 hours. I put a movie on, took a nap for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I came back and finished it out. But I did that. Made a couple $100. We did some good. I may try and do that again. I don't know. I had six.
I was just saying because it's been a minute since I ain't trying to beg or nothing like that. I'm like, hey man, I ain't. It's been since what last year since I did that. It's just I got any kind of donation on here, but I ain't saying nobody. Being. I'm not saying nobody can't do anything because some people got don't have it like that. I understand that because I don't have it like that. But hey man, Riverside and Streamyard cost.
It is not lost on me. Well, I ain't gonna speak too much, but when I say I'm close, the only thing I'm working out now is fixing little cosmetic stuff like being able to add the background, making sure the positioning of the both the intro videos and um, the commercial videos. I'm gonna call them commercials. Um, Play properly in the screen. And that's it. Like I even got to the fact that like if you call in on your phone, it tells you now if your internet connection is unstable. So I'm way closer to being done with that part of the application. Now, the reason it's not going to go to market in the next 3 weeks is because I have some issues with the way the AI generates clips real time, and I saw it in Streamyard, and then when I did my own application, what it's doing in real time because the way Black people talk, because the way we emphasize things, it is very difficult for AI because it was never meant for us. Just to be clear, none of the what they call large language models, none of those focus on us. We were not in the rooms when the searches were scheduled and all of that stuff, right? So those were never meant for us. So when I put in a video for it to ingest and give me clips out of, anything that we would find hilarious and funny, but also give you subject matter, it ignores. So on Riverside, we did the show on Thursday. Everything that was straightforward and without comedy, it grabbed and it turned into a clip. Anything that I thought would be comical, I had to produce myself. So that's my issue. By the way, AI is nowhere close to where y'all think it is. So that's where I'm like, I got to work on that. So that part isn't going to market because if I'm going to actualize that part of the application, I'm going to actually have to create my own large language model. I don't know if I want to do that because that's money. Like that's a whole server, and then at another point, I'm gonna have to it grows because you searches based on the criteria, and it just
Mm-hmm.
searches the internet. So as every time it pulls the information, that takes up data, and it keeps taking up data to the point where where that's why y'all don't see fatmouthsports.net online because I blew past all of our restrictions. Same thing there. It's gonna blow past restrictions. So I don't know how I'm gonna do the AI clips just yet, but all the other services work. You can host your podcast. You can schedule the podcast on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook. So all of that is done. Even the analytics gives me the data. It needs some tweaking, but it gives me the data on views and stuff like that. So all that's in place. It's just that AI part of it that should have been simple and straightforward, but it's not because AI was never meant for our type of podcast. Like those very bland Florida State X's and O's podcasts. Well, yes, they did this and they did that. They can grab those
Mm-hmm.
clips with no problem. But when we start talking about, man, pick a hole, any hole, it sees that as kind of sex type talk, so it tries to avoid it. If that makes sense. So um, that's where I'm at right now. We close. And like I said, at the very least, we'll be using the broadcast function of it um, very shortly. So, but let me that is my time. I got to get out of here because that lady
Oh yeah, yeah,
that
that lady
called me.
gonna get you.
No, when she go to work tomorrow, I'm just gonna eat a cheesecake and she just be mad. She'll be all right.
Mm.
She was at the cheesecake factory. It was a choice not to bring me cheesecake. That was a choice. She said they didn't have it. You could have. Didn't she just call me? She picked up the phone to call me. She could have called me and said this whole lot. So, but let me get out of here. Hey, man, thank y'all for having me again. Apologies for being late, but I got lists that I need to make sure I take care of around the house. But I will see y'all on Tuesday.
Tuesday,
Tuesday, we're gonna have.
Tuesday.
I don't know. We're gonna
What's
talk
up?
about what we're gonna talk about the tournament. So I'll see y'all on Tuesday.
Oh yeah. Well, I am about to roll up out of here myself because I got to get ready for work in the morning. Um, um, other than that, um, I don't have anything else to say. But, but all I'm gonna say is keep God first in your life, and y'all be blessed, and y'all be safe. Hug your loved ones and love on them, and as always, crash out on your kids and beat them out of penitentiary. Shout out to all the graduates this weekend. I heard Jazz State had a large class that graduated yesterday. Uh, Paul Quinn actually had their graduation today, and they had James Tallarico, who is running for United States Senate as the guest speaker, as the commencement speaker. And other than that, other than that, um, I will see y'all on Tuesday over there on Fat Mountain Sports. You'll see me back here on Wednesday for another episode of HBCU Tonight. And Oh my goodness. Um, y'all just go out there and lead with love. We are out of this thing. Y'all be easy. Peace.